Hello friends, Casey Ferris here with another post-production tutorial for the YouTubes. Today we are talking about organization, which might seem kind of boring, but it's super important for the whole being professional thing, finding stuff later, all those goodies. So I'm going to teach you how I keep things organized, how I capture and organize media to get ready to edit. This is based on a way of doing things that I learned from Dan Moran from mixinglight.com. If you want some super amazing color correction tutorials, definitely check them out. But this video is about organization. So let me show you what I do. Here I have some footage from a couple different cameras as well as some audio. I have stuff from Blackmagic 4K, stuff from a micro cinema camera, a drone, a GoPro, and some audio. And let's just say that these were thrown into this folder willy-nilly. Ideally, you're going to want to organize things as you capture media, but we don't always do things like we're supposed to. Organizing things works best when it's really simple and it's easy for anybody who comes and looks in this folder to understand. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a new folder. This is going to be my parent folder for everything. And I'm going to name it whatever this is. So let's say this is Dog Show, because I like dogs and I think it would be awesome if I were able to shoot a video about a dog show. So there's Dog Show, and what I'm going to do is give it a serial number. This is something that I like to do in case maybe a year down the line, who knows, I have another shoot that could be called Dog Show or whatever I'm naming this thing. I don't want them to be confused. So I like to put a little serial number on here that is basically the date. So I'm going to start with the year, which is 2016. The date today is September 2nd, and then I'm going to underscore Dog Show. So 160902 Dog Show. Another thing I like to do is put an A after it. And that means that that's the first thing that I dumped that day, or the first thing that at least that I organized that day. So if I dump something later today, I'm going to call it 160902B, and then whatever the name is. The great thing about doing it this way is you can basically call this whatever you want, because if you're trying to find the footage later, if you know this number, you can totally find it. So that's my parent folder. That's the biggest folder. I'm going to grab everything and just drag it into that folder and open it up. So now that I have my main folder, I'm going to do subfolders. So I'm going to start out with a footage folder. I like to make it all uppercase because I know that if a folder has all uppercase letters, that it's probably one of these special subfolders that I like to use. So footage, all my footage goes in the footage folder, and all the audio goes in the audio folder. Makes sense, right? So I'm going to open up footage, and then I can break that down by camera. So I'm going to do Blackmagic 4K and micro camera and GoPro and my drone. So I'm going to drag these two different folders. So now I have everything in their own folder. I'm going to go to audio, and because I know I'm only going to have one audio track, I'm just going to leave it like this. Now we have everything in the main folders. And what I like to do after I have stuff in folders is I'll go and copy the text in the name of my main folder. So now I'm going to go to my 4K folder and select all and rename the first one. And I'll hit Control V and then underscore BMPC 4K, and I'll do space 101. And when I do that and hit enter, it's going to rename everything and it's going to start with 101. The reason I start with 101 instead of just 1 is it adds some leading characters. In case I have more than 10 clips, then it will actually rename them in order. Probably don't need to for 2 clips, but it's just a good way to work. Same thing with the drone, and the GoPro, and the micro camera. So now I have all of my footage in separate folders and renamed, and I'll also go in and rename my audio. And there I have my media. Now let's say I want to start working and editing these and stuff. What I'm going to do is make a new folder, and I'm going to call this projects. And I'm going to do a new folder and call it renders. I'll do one, I'll call it color, and call one assets. And what I might do is just make another folder called media and put my footage and my audio in the media. So now it's pretty obvious where everything lives. My Premiere project is going to go in the projects folder. My things like logos or bumpers or any other assets that I want to package with this project is going to go in assets. For color, that's where I'm going to put things like an EDL or an XML, any renders that I'm going to send back and forth to Resolve. All of that stuff goes in the color folder. And then when I'm actually done, I'm going to put my render in the renders folder. The great thing is that every single thing that I need for this project is going to live inside of this folder. So this is kind of one of those things that seems really simple, seems kind of obvious, but I totally didn't wrap my head around until somebody showed me this way of organizing things. So I hope it helps you guys stay organized. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. If you like this, hit like, and if you want more post-production tutorials, hit subscribe here on YouTube. My name is Casey Ferris. I'll catch you next time.